Hi, today I will show you how to create receipt in Sage. I'm making videos after a long time, so if I just open one invoice, just find invoice. I'm just trying to open the invoice of Ashburn Reinforcing. So if I just open invoice, there are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 invoice outstanding now. So if I click this one, so this is already been paid. So I will try to open invoice that is not paid. So reinforcing. I don't know the invoice number which is not paid right now, but I can know still how when it is paid. I will show you till later. Okay, suppose this invoice has not yet been paid. So if a customer pays for this invoice, you see that invoice number is 27848. So in the bank statement, suppose like in the bank statement, it is 17th September. So if I think that the customer paid in 5th September, suppose 5th September. The customer paid 5th September, the exactly the same amount the invoice. So the invoice amount is $190, and there is also tax. So total owing is $201.40. Okay, so $204.10. So I don't have any bank statement. So right now I am guessing that the customer paid 201.4 201 point sorry, one second, $201.40, 201.40 in September 5th. So I need to create receipt for this one. So as one reinforcing, if I close this invoice and I go to Sage again, there is a receipt option, create receipt. The customer paid by cash. So a customer can pay it by 5 to 4 to many ways: cash, check, online payment, pre-authorized, PAD, Amex, well, you know. So I'm guessing the customer paid by cash. So this one, and I click Ashburn reinforcing. So what is the invoice? What was the invoice number? The two invoice number are same: 201.40, 201.40. So which one actually did I open? Okay, just I did not remember the invoice number. The invoice number is 27848. Okay, I can also search the invoice from the 27 one reinforcing. Invoice number is 27848, 27848, 27848. So I can directly find the invoice number from here. Also, to just if you know the invoice number, then you can find the invoice number directly. It's taking a little bit long to load Sage. Okay, the same invoice number. So when I will try to create the receipt, it is 27848. Okay, so if I click tab, so the customer had a discount 3.80. So if you see the invoice, you can see that the customer has a discount. Uh, the customer got a discount from this. It is early payment are 2% of 30 days, net 60 days. That means that if the customer pays within 30 days, and then they will get 2% of the overall invoice. So the 2% of the 201 is almost $4. So you can see that they have got discount of 3.80. Okay. and the date it is paid by cash, and I need to select which account. So if I have, if I think that all my cash payment should go to Regal current account. Okay, then I will select this one, um, and the date is September 5th. They will not allow me September 5th because this is a demo account. So if I select the payment is done on 5th February, because this is the demo software, it will not allow me to change any date. 5th February. So if I select 5th February, so select again. So they paid $197, $197.60, $197.60, and then I have to copy this receipt number, um, and the bank is Regal bank account, and process. Click on process. Okay. Uh, they will give you a warning because you are pushing a old date, so they might give it. I'm just hitting OK. Okay. Warning: you can only proceed. This is a demo software, that's why it's giving me warning. So I can select this one. So this is actually the receipt number. I can write down receipt. So when you have the bank statement and you convert it to the Microsoft Excel sheet, the left side for every day such as like 5th February, you might have a 10 transaction, and 10 transactions should have different amount, and for each amount you need to select the receipt number. So if I select Control C, and if I want to see the receipt again, so there is a receipt search option. So if I select this one, Control V, receipt number, then I can see the receipt number. Okay, so the customer paid February 5th, 2025, and the receipt number is 555. So if you sometime customer can in letter mention you that, oh, actually I mentioned the wrong invoice number. So my invoice number should not be 27488. My invoice number should be another one. Then you need to void the receipt. If I click on here, then it will void the receipt, so it will be deleted. And there is also another thing. I'll show you that this is a bank. Actually, um, this bank and these bank are not actually real bank. So I created different bank name based on for my accounting information collection. Suppose I might have 5 bank account. So people who paid by cash, I am guessing that they are depositing all the money in 10600 Regal bank account. So when we actually will do reconciliation, we have a bank statement every month, and also we can get the bank information for each year. So each year we can reconcile our bank statement amount, and also our accounting amount. So if 10600 Regal bank amount is suppose $1 million, in my bank statement should have a $1 million. So this is actually created in Sage software, but this is not a real bank account. This is the account which this is the same account name, and I have just to use a code 10600. So 10600 means Regal bank account. This is savings, so cash. So all the cash or which is payment by EFT or anything, I will save all the information in my Regal bank account current. It might first time seems confusing to you, to everyone, but later people can understand everything. So right now I'm just showing you void the receipt. If I click it, it will void. And if anytime you need to edit the received amount. Suppose you think that you wrote down wrong amount, so but the customer actually paid $190. So I need to write down $190 and I hit process. It will process. Okay. And another thing I can show you that the receipt number that suppose you can do one mistake when doing entry for receipt amount. Suppose you need to change the customer invoice name. Suppose you are actually thinking that you made a wrong entry. Wrong entry. Actually, Aspen Reinforcing did not pay that money. $197.60. Actually, someone paid that money, but by mistake you made a receipt against this customer. So in this case you actually cannot adjust the invoice because this has already been paid. So if you want to right now adjust the invoice name to another customer, it will issue a credit note. So in that case what you have to do, you have to void the receipt. Okay, so you have to void the receipt, then you can only change the customer name. And if the customer has not been paid, suppose this invoice is actually for not husband reinforcing, this invoice should be SQ Shopping or someone else, then you can change it, hit change it, and click for the right now. This invoice has already been paid, so I cannot process this right now. Okay, I'm hitting it close, discard the transaction. Okay, yes. So you can everybody can right now understand that how you can create receipt for the invoice which has been paid. And I can show you another thing that if you want to see the S1 reinforcing customer age details. So if I click on here, you can see that they have still $421 outstanding. And then in the outstanding, this you can see that's 555. This is the receipt. This is the, if I click on here, this is the receipt their number, and this is the invoice number. So in Sage, in their outstanding, you can see both. And if I just click on modify report option, and if I click on hit the zero, so that means only the outstanding information will should show. Okay. It is showing February 5. Um, so if you want to send the outstanding position to the customer, suppose I 31 is the last date, and now you can export this report. Click on export, and you can save this as Excel sheet or PDF format. So I select desktop and I select as burn as burn outstanding position and hit on click save. If I click close, Windows D, I'll go to the desktop. Now I have the one outstanding position. So, so you can send this invoice to the customer that you have $421 outstanding. For which invoice they have outstanding, this invoice has not been paid. This is all. This has not been paid, and these two are showing because if you make any partial adjustment for invoice, then it will show this one. So this is actually deduction, not the outstanding amount. So as the 27848, I made partial amount $190. That's why it is showing. Otherwise, it will not show. And this is a discount. So the discount is also showing. So they might ask you, okay, send me my invoice copy. This one, and this one. So in my company, there we usually use eDoc, and eDoc we usually generate our invoice copy. From Sage, you cannot have the invoice copy. you can only uh, the receipt and create invoice. But for invoice copy, what I use, we have e-doc. It probably I will not be able to access this from here. But if I can access my office computer, then I could show you. And how can you could you create a customer name? So I can create customer name, add customer name. Suppose my name is Rizwanul, Rizwanul, Rizwanul Haq, and it is a CAD account. So in that case, I should have an email address and the option whether it is current is CAD or USD, and their payment is by cash, and produce a statement by email. This is a discount term for everyone. And right now, if I select save and close, then my customer name will be created. So if I hit save and close, you see my customer name of my name should create. Look, see, this is my customer name, view customer record. So you can give my email address at uh, tax agile solution at the rate of gmail.com, and you can tell your currency or anything from here. So regional hub, if I display my customer aging, have nothing because I don't have any invoice. So if you want to create invoice against my name, I'm just creating invoice. If I click when I write down as Rizwanul Haq, so hit tab. So right now I have invoice number, date, ship from, and job site something, and item description. You can give the what type of invoice I have, the discount percentage, price, amount, tax, whether it is under tax or not, whether it is tax exempt or not, and this is very important. This is the class of account. So for operating revenue, we're using the operating revenue class of account. So uh, and this is called 40200 drafting marketing account. So I'll show you a little bit more about how Sage create a journal entry, because when I create receipt, it creates automatically a journal entry. Probably you do not know, but this is the rules of software. That's why we use software. In the past, we usually manually create journal entry, but after we are using software, we do not use the journal entry anymore because the software gives journal entry. Suppose I have a invoice. I have sold something to a customer, but I did not receive any cash. So my journal entry should be account receivable and sales revenue. So that means that when I create any invoice, it automatically gives the entry of account receivable and sales revenue. Okay, so creating any invoice means that I have sold something to a customer, and I'm waiting to receive my payment. So when the money is received, what actually happened? Instead of bank, I can write down as cash. So it is cash and account receivable. So cash is received and account receivable, cash is debit and account receivable is credit. So what actually happened? Account receivable debit credit is offset. So I have only sales revenue and bank. Okay. So cash is received, cash is right now debit, and sales revenue is right now credit. So what actually happened that if you need to refund a customer, suppose the customer pays for any invoice, but the customer asks you for refund. So suppose customer told you that the product is defective, so I'm not gonna take this product. So I'm returning your product, and you need to get to refund. So we can refund their bank account directly from our bank account, and in the next day, we'll see that in our bank account, $100 is uh, debited. Okay. So what journal entry should I use right now? Sales revenue is debit and bank is credit, because money is going out from your account. Okay. So in case of bank, it is credited journal entry, and sales revenue is debit. So what happens right now? You see that $100 sales revenue and $100 sales revenue. This is this offset, and bank offset, this bank cash offset. Okay, this bank offset each other. So this is a refund. So if I go to my company and create journal source, you can use any source. In our company, we usually use 001, and comment, I can mention my signature, refund for damaged good, refund for damaged good, and it is CAD currency. And if I select what would be my journal entry right now, it should be sales revenue and bank. So if I collect sales, so my class of account should be the same. So what class of account I used previously when receiving this drafting operating revenue. If I use the drafting marketing as operating revenue, then this time my debit would be entry would be drafting marketing. Okay. And bank entry must have an account, so it should be $100. And if I collect my bank, okay, now I use a Regal bank account. Suppose I use the Regal bank account to deposit the money, so I need to use the same bank account to refund to the customer. Also $100. Okay. Now to make it more clear, in the Control C, Control V, in comment, Control V. So it will be more clear for journal entry, and the date is March. It is the demo software. I probably cannot post in July, August. Okay, today is September 17th. Let's try. I'm posting for September 17th. If I click process, if you want to continue. Yes. Um, yes. Okay. Now if I search for my entry for, I cannot see it because this is a demo software. Probably it will not show me. So I probably don't have that entry, but I can show you that another entry. This is a demo software, so I cannot show everything. So okay, close it, and find journal entry number. So the entry which you made at the date, you just mention the date. It is not allowing me to select more date. So hit on enter and select the date. This is the journal entry number 539, 537, 546, 8466. So when you make a journal entry, you just note it to your bank statement, the journal entry refund. This would be refund on here, and make a journal entry of J465, something like journal entry, so that in future you can give refund. Oh, I made a refund to a customer, and for which purpose? These are just the accounting record. Accounting means is to collect all the record for all the payment information in our software. That's why we use software. Otherwise, there is no purpose for using software. And uh, the receipt number is very important because this is how we can we can track down for which invoice customer has paid and for which date. So when people usually do the bank reconciliation, there is one person in every company. They usually match every payment with your receipt number. So 5 February 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So for each day there is a spreadsheet. There would be a spreadsheet, and you might receive 100 transaction, and at the end of the month a person who usually do bank reconciliation, he will check whether you entered hit the correct amount for every receipt. If you entered the miss amount or something else, then he will ask you to clear all of these things. Okay. Now, if I click on here, um, there is many ways to do reconciliation. So many people do reconciliation from on here, and match bank transaction. Uh, Today I can show you something like if a customer paid by check, then what will actually happen. So I usually process checks in my office. So if I click on banking, make a deposit. Okay. So suppose that Regal bank account. Suppose I'm giving you some information about. Suppose check can be processed by two ways. As if you have a scanner in your office, then you can scan all the check and deposit the money in the bank and create receipt from on here. Just I showed you. But if you deposit check as a bunch to the bank, suppose you have 15 or 20 check together, and you want to deposit it in a bank as a whole amount. Suppose 15 check is total amount is 15,000. So this is the bank. This is also a one kind of reconciliation. So there is no deposit slip. I did not. This is a demo account. Probably they did not never deposit any check. So there should be a deposit slip number. So when you deposit money in a bank, there should be a deposit slip number, and you mention the deposit slip number on here, and you can select a legal bank account current. So if I select, check this one. Suppose in March 31, I deposit this check. So I cannot show you this one in demo software. Suppose you deposited 10 checks. So what will happen? That 10 check will appear on here, and you will see the total sum on here, and you should have a deposit slip from the bank. So one by one, you need to, when you just create the receipt in Sage, one by one, you need to select this one, match everything, and hit process. So when you hit process, that means that the check has been reconciled in Sage. And this is just a reconciliation purposes, this deposit. And this is the call cash. If anyone pays you money by cash. You can people usually nowadays do not want to receive any cash. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, 100. Then this is cash, means this is called physical cash. If anyone gives you physical cash 5, 10, 20, or 50 or $100, then you can mention the amount and usually deposit check and cash on a same date. So if you deposit check in 31 August, then you need to all the check will appear on here, and the total check amount and the total cash amount, how many $5, how many $10, how many $20 you deposited, and hit on process. That's how the bank check deposits reconciliation is done. This is the called check deposit reconciliation. No, and there is also another way to do the whole reconciliation for a company. This is a demo software. I'm not sure I'll not be able to do this. Probably I'll not be. I want to show you my chart of account. Probably this is a demo one, so it's probably absent on here. This one, account reconciliation can be done on here too. Legal bank current, and suppose what is reconciliation? Reconciliation is something like I want to check whether my entry is correct or wrong. Suppose you have a bank statement with you, and you see that the customer deposit is $197.60. Today I created that receipt. Okay, now if I select outstanding, cleared. So if I click here, okay, now February 5, if you think that $197 is cleared, so deposit slip number do not show correction. So as per reinforcing, these are the reconciliation option. If you click on it, okay, 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 cleared, okay. This way you can do reconciliation, but it is actually a little bit difficult. So in our company, what we actually do, we actually uh, download all the journal. Probably it is absent on here. Banking. It is absent on here. Sorry, I cannot show you. So you just need to download all the information from the journal, and you need to match one by one whether the entries are correct in Sage, the receipt amount is Sage with the bank amount. So suppose when I will download the journal, I will see that I have total in 5th February in my accounting site, in my Sage software, I have entered $50,000. But in February 5th, I saw that in my bank statement is showing that $49,000. That means that I did some mismatch. My bank statement amount and my um, journal amount, that means my general ledger amount does not match. Then I will then I will match every payment information one by one, and this way I can know whether I have done any mistake or not. um, Sometimes people, whether the payment is matched or not, sometimes people do it manually. If they have a less transaction, they do it. They try to match the transaction one by one also. But this is a very good way to match the reconciliation. Okay. In the next videos, if I can access my company site, I will try to show you something about the reconciliation, how the reconciliation is done, and how the class of account is created, and why do we need the class of account, and also show you the journal entry, because journal entry, we need journal entry in some cases when our accounting session is closed, but we still need to correct our entries. In that case, we need a journal entry, because we cannot change, void any of our receipt when the after the reconciliation is done. That means the bank is closed. Suppose in that case we need a journal entry. And in case of refund, or in some case of extreme cases, we need some journal entry, some kind of accrued payment or something. So a journal entry is very easy. It's not very tough, but you just need to understand all the procedure. Thank you for watching my videos. I will try to explain a lot more things in my next videos about stage.